Hey there, good morning. It is Ben at 10 on this Wednesday, October the 8th. And here's a look live outside, actually. You can see the train crossing the railroad track there with the Louisville skyline in the background. This is the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera there. So we'll train on the railroad bridge crossing the good old Ohio River here this morning. Hope you're having a good morning as well. Just wanted to pop that up real quick. Clear sky overhead. And we're talking about some of the chilliest temperatures at nighttime and the early morning that we've had so far this fall season. We're looking at temperatures dropping down to the 40s tonight, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, there might be some areas outside the city that even touch the 30s. So a nice change. We had a record amount of rainfall in Louisville yesterday for yesterday's date, and the most since August 4th. So there was some areas of flooding, flash flood warning there. A bunch of rain in southern Harrison County. Saw some amounts up to around 5-6 inches of rainfall. So that is a drought buster for much of the region. And now we're looking at some October-like weather. Again, this is the Ben at 10 show. This is your show here in Southern Indiana and beyond. So if you have any weather questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Whether it's on my page here, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather. Thank you very much for watching. Again, thanks for dropping in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from here this morning on a lovely morning. Breaking out the flannel here for the first time this season with upper 60s, low 70s across the area for this afternoon. We'll take another peek outdoors here as we get started. And if you're new to the program here, we're going to give you the forecast live view out there right off the bat. And then we'll dig deeper into that forecast. We've got some weather jokes. We've got some weather history. We've got your long-range forecast. We've got all that good stuff here for you. So there is a look there. And then the radar and satellite, as no surprise here, is clearing out. The clouds have moved off into southern, southeastern sections of Kentucky as the cold front has effectively moved off to the east of our area. So we've got high pressure building into the region. And as I map this out a little bit here, we'll do a little bit of a drawing. It's fall break. It's a laid back version of Ben at 10 today. So there's the high pressure now building in behind that front. Air flows out and around in a clockwise fashion around high pressure. It's the opposite for low pressure. So anticyclonic is high pressure, cyclonic is low pressure. We've got a flow coming in from the northeast today. It might be a touch breezy at times. Might get a breeze around 15, maybe a gust to 20. So we're looking at high pressure also as sinking air. And so you can see what it does there. It really clears out the sky. So that is the setup for us. We've got some sunny days ahead. And with that northeast flow, temperatures a little bit below normal, but our normal highs now are down to around 73, 74 degrees. We've got a good morning here popping in from Beverly Haggis from Borden, Indiana. Got 2 inches of rain over the last 2 days. Yes, a good soaker. We got it without any severe weather. That's always nice. Carol Payne, good morning. Beautiful morning out there, although the rain was nice too. And we've got Dennis Gregory up from Bedford. Severe clear. The pilots like to call it severe clear. No clouds in the sky. Unlimited visibility out there. Just back from a drive from Corden. And going to go walk at lunch. Beautiful weather for the walk. I need to take the dogs out for a hike or something like that. Mary Dale, happy to keep you well informed. I never have any questions. That's good. Perry Porter listening to you while I'm driving back from New Albany. Hey, thanks for the loyal viewership there, Perry, and be safe driving. So here's a look at our weather headlines for today as we bring it up here. The coolest air of the season so far. So that means some 40s for tonight. If we get below 49 degrees, which I think we will, that would be the chilliest since I think April 17th, which is like 175 days ago. So something we haven't felt in months and months. And the high today, 70 degrees, 40s tonight, 40s tomorrow night. Although I would like to see if there's some thermometers in your backyards. If you're away from the cities, the urban areas. Maybe we'll see a few spots, those typical chilly spots in the valley locations, maybe touching the upper 30s for Friday morning. We'll see about that. Mostly dry weather pattern will take us through much of next week. There's just a couple of weak moisture-starved fronts that might give us a sprinkle chance Saturday, but probably ended up dry. GFS has a little tiny rain chance Monday, but the other models are dry. So looking at a mostly dry weather pattern for us. And then we're going to start to trend warmer next week. After some lower 70s this weekend, we might be back into some 80s by the middle of next week. A yo-yo roller coaster pattern, as I mentioned the last couple of days. Here is that play ball forecast: 65 degrees at noon, 71 for the afternoon high, and 64 at 8 p.m. A rain chance at 0, and our northeast wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And again, yesterday, all about that heavy rainfall across the area. Christian's got a 56 degrees and sunshine up there in the Indy metro area. And a good morning to you, Alice Young. Thanks for watching here and dropping in the comments. So yesterday's a pretty rare day as far as rainfall, 4.21 inches. That set the rainfall record for October 7th for Louisville. The old record was just 1.64 inches. The third wettest October day on record. And this stat stood out to me the most. The heaviest amount of rain in one day since August 4th, 2009. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that flooded out Churchill Downs, and it was a flash flood emergency over Louisville. And that was a busy time. I started at WHAS 11 in 2008, May 2008. We had the leftover Ike windstorm that September with the Ryder Cup. And then late January 2009, we had the ice storm. And then August 4th, we had this major flood. So I was like, what are we getting ourselves into? We had some major historic events. Beverly Haggis with 54 degrees and sunshine there in the Borden Valley. So probably be about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow morning. So we'll need those warmer jackets. And here's a look at some of that flooding yesterday from the east side of Louisville. This was out towards the Parklands, Broad Run, Bardstown Road area. Michael Montgomery sharing this drone video or picture there. Greg Russell from the Butchell area sharing this picture with me. And again, they had that flash flood warning for a bit yesterday. And then this was from Darlene Rowland from Simpsonville. So thanks for sharing those pictures of some of that flooding. But again, different situation now that we have cleared out that sky and things are all sunny as high pressure is back across the area. So lots of sunshine on the way for us. We're back to another long or mostly dry spell here for us for a while. So we're in good shape. Here is another look outside at, again, severe clear, as Dennis Gregory put it perfectly. And I want to remind you, you can always head to extolmag.com/weather for all of your weather resources. We've got our live stream up right now, right there. Another way to get us our show live there for you. I got 59 degrees with the current temperature, wind at 2 miles per hour. And there's the interactive radar, and a look at the forecast there. There's a 3-day forecast, my 7-day forecast. And then the weather maps, which are very quiet right now. The severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center shows no severe weather over the continental United States. Tomorrow we'll get an update on the drought monitor that updates every Thursday. And there's the interactive radar where we can plot out some of those temperatures, where we see mostly some upper 50s, touching 60 degrees now in parts of metro Louisville. And Christian just picked up 0.11 inches of rainfall there up in Carmel, Indiana. Thanks for that report there, buddy. I want to give a shout out to our partners as well, because we can do what we do right here because of them and because you are here as well. So Lions Roofing, lionsroofingco.com, family-owned company right out of Memphis, Indiana. They've got you covered if you want to get a free estimate. If you had any leaks in the roof after all that rain, over 4 inches in Louisville, they've got you covered on both sides of the river, metro Louisville, Kentucky, southern Indiana. You can call them 812-294-3595. You can see the free estimate form here as well online. That is LYONS roofingco.com, lionsroofingco.com. And you might have to work with your insurance company if you have any roofing issues, but also they've had some price reductions on their auto renewals. I know that because I saw the new bill here from American Family. Michael Long's been my insurance agent for probably about 10 years. So I want to recommend you to him. If you want to get that quote, give him a call, 812-578-3072. You can go to amfam.com and then search Michael Long, and they'll take you right to him. Also, Ivy Tech Community College, 9 miles north of Louisville, their campus there, nestled at that kind of corner of Highway 311 and I-65, right off of Exit 9. And you can go to locations and head to the Sellersburg campus, where you're going to find out their calendar. They've got more fall sessions coming up. They've got dozens of 2-year certifications. You're going to see a lot of resources here online at ivytech.edu, and get the experience here online. But you can also register for Tuesdays at the Tech and get one-on-one assistance on getting started. Get your high schoolers, if you can, involved in the dual credit program as well. Free college credits for your kiddos. Libs Paving, they've got some good weather to get back out there paving. Top asphalt paving contractor around, right out of the knobs, family-owned company, and they've got a careers section. If you ever want to let somebody know about an opportunity for them, you can still apply for some opportunities there online for you. Again, just a beautiful start to the day here on our October the 8th. Here is a live look outside at that beautiful blue sky. It is now time that we start to, again, dig into that forecast in a lot more detail here for us. And bringing up this here is just our contact page. I want to give you some information here. If you want to reach out, if you have a weather question that I can dive into more, or you want to sign up for some advertising and marketing solutions with Extol Weather, Extol Media, we've been reaching well over 1 million views per month on my page, and of course a lot more than that with the entire Extol Media platform here out of New Albany, Indiana. We got you covered in Southern Indiana, into Kentucky as well. You can give me a shout, Ben at extolmag.com or Jason at extolmag.com. If you want to get the word out about your business or organization, we can team up with that. Here is a look at, again, the weather headlines. Coolest so far this season on the way, the coolest possibly since mid-April. 70 today, 40s tonight, mostly dry weather pattern for a long time, and warmer 80s likely back next week. That play ball forecast, again, 71 degrees, northeast wind at around 5 to 15, and pretty much all sunshine out there. We just talked about all of that rain. We'll scoot through that. Here's our countdown. How many days until average highs in the 60s? 10 days away. Our average highs right now are around 73, 74, right around there. Our time change in just 25 days. Our days are already getting shorter. You can notice that, but then we're really gonna feel it. November 2nd, 5:42 p.m. sunset. Average first flurries in about 38 days. Thanksgiving just 50 days away. Our weather history for today, 1871. This was a crazy one. The prolonged drought and gusty winds led to the massive destruction with the Chicago fire and the Peshtigo fire. The Chicago fire destroyed 17,000 buildings. The Peshtigo fire killed at least 1,200 people, making it our nation's deadliest fire. There were other major fires on this day in Holland and Port Huron and Manistee in Michigan. And from that, around that time period as well, you may have heard of the hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul." Horatio Spafford authored that, wrote that hymn. And he lost a son right around 1871, his only son, and lost all of his real estate holdings in the fire. And then a couple years later, he lost his 4 daughters when they were on a ship going to Europe. And then so he wrote that hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul." Very tragic situation. But an amazing hymn came out of that. 1878, an estimated F3 tornado struck Monticello, Iowa around 5:30. The Catholic Church was destroyed, along with several homes. 1919, an intense tornado moved through the town of Hoisington, 11 miles north of Great Bend, Kansas, destroyed 60 homes, resulted in $200,000 in damages back in 1919. So this time of year, you can still get tornadoes, even though it's one of our quietest times of the year, weather-wise. 1982, an unusually early snowstorm struck the Black Hills of Wyoming and South Dakota and parts of the region. More than 4.5 feet of snow was reported. That's wild. Here's your weather jokes for today. We just had the harvest moon, the October Hunter full moon. That was Monday night into Tuesday morning. It was 98% full as it was rising last night. So this is moon related. So here we go. I'm currently obsessed with the moon, but I think it's just a phase. Why did the moon stop eating? Because it was full. How do you throw a party on the moon? You plan it. Get it? You plan. All right. What do you call an ocean on the moon? Lunacy. Get it? Lunacy. These jokes are lunatics. Lunacy. All right, there we go. There's your free jokes. The algae report today, low to medium as we head through this weekend, as we're getting to the tail end of the growing season. Still a little bit of weed pollen, grass pollen out there. And for today, your Wednesday, October the 8th, 2025, our high 71 degrees, sunny and mild. Near normal temperatures, northeast wind around 5 to 15, our sunset at 7:14. And our low tonight, getting a little bit chilly. Will the furnaces be kicking on, or are you going to be holding out? 47, that low temperature for tonight. Northeast wind at 5 to 10. A little reminder, too, you might want to check the furnace filters, maybe replace those as we turn them. I love that. I always love the dust that kind of burns off, that first furnace smell that we get as they kick on. I think mine will probably be kicking on. Had the windows open last night, though, sleeping. It was nice. Thursday for tomorrow, your October 9th, sunshine, starting off in the 40s. Might need those warmer jackets, maybe the morning sweater. 64 at noon, 69 for the afternoon high, just a touch below our normal high of 73. And the normal low is 53 degrees. Sunrise is 7:46 and setting at 7:13. We got the Heart of the Harvest, the Harvest Homecoming Festival, the booth days tomorrow through the weekend, upper 60s and 70s, sunshine. You can learn more about the events at harvesthomecoming.com. Big time here in New Albany. And as we look ahead, we're looking at upper 60s today, and mostly dry weather pattern as we head to and through next week. I want to remind you, too, in New Albany, they're trying to build out their lacrosse program. So you can sign up here with the cityofnewalbany.com/parks. For more information, you can call 812-949-5448. It's going to be at Silver Street Park in New Albany. You can see they've got this beginning October 13th, so coming up soon through November 20th for boys and girls as well. So fun sport there that you can check out. All right, we're moving right along. Typically around 10:20, we fire up those weather models, so we are almost there. Christian saying the fall break starts Friday, heading up to Michigan, Traverse City, I believe you said there, Christian. And morning is going good. Thank you very much. Hope yours is well. Tacking on to the countdown here, Christian. 78 days until Christmas, 85 days until New Year's. There you go. All right. Let me bring this one up here as well. Again, we're just cruising right along here on a chill Wednesday after a soggy Tuesday. The first time we've seen Big Happy here. Cheers to you guys. All right, we're going to bring up the weather maps and look at the long-range forecast. Let me take 1 second to bring it up. All right. There we go. There's that clear sky, pretty quiet conditions over the region. And over much of the continental United States as well, as we look at coast to coast and border to border. North Texas, a few showers there, really dry over the Great Plains, the Rockies, and out towards the West Coast. Sprawling area of high pressure over the northern Midwest and the Great Lakes is clearing us out. And then the rain that we had yesterday is now pulling off to the northeast there over New England. There is a new tropical system. We can bring that up here as well. This is going to be Jerry. I think it's the 10th named storm of the hurricane season. And we got it plotted out here. There it is, Jerry. Maximum winds around 58 miles per hour. You need to get to 74 for it to become a hurricane. And then it is expected to become a hurricane as it moves just to the east of the Leeward Islands, staying east of Puerto Rico. Looks like it'll stay east of the Bahamas. So that looks like this hurricane will behave. Current forecast from the National Hurricane Center is for it to become a Category 1 hurricane and then stay east of Bermuda and well out into the Atlantic Ocean. So this front out to the east of us, it can be kind of a brick wall and not impact the United States. And then some tropical systems out here in the Pacific, west of Mexico. A little busy out that way. So the tropics overall, I feel like have, been very kind to the United States so far, staying off into the Atlantic Ocean. All right, let me bring up kind of a rare view, but this is a quiet time of year. This is the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center's risk of severe weather for today, and it is 0. No risk of severe weather across the entire United States. Day 2 is 0, tranquil weather, and day 3 is 0 out of 5. So we are looking good. Christian, we just showed that hurricane track for you. We're thinking alike. Patricia Mitchell, thanks for tuning in here this morning. Glad you enjoy it. We're going to start to look ahead with the weather models here. No need to show the HER or the NAM 3 kilometer, those high resolution weather models, because they only go out 48 hours and we are dry the next 48 hours. So we're going to jump on the longer range weather model. We'll bring up the GFS weather model. And actually, one thing I would like to check out with the shorter range weather model, since we don't have any rain, just the temperatures and the dew points. So as we head into the afternoon, the dew point is a measure of the water content in the air, and we have some really dry air overhead. And at nighttime, the temperatures can get kind of close to the dew points. So you add on a few degrees to this, and that might be close to your low temperatures, but I don't think we're going to get down to the 30s tonight. But there you can see dew points in the 30s, some of the lowest dew points we've had since April. So some really crisp air is overhead. And as we bring up the area temperatures, this is this afternoon, showing upper 60s, low 70s. I think we'll top out right around 70 degrees or so for most areas. And then tonight, we get down to the 40s across the area. So here's a look at some of those temperatures. We plot these out. So mid 40s, mid to upper 40s for tonight. So definitely a morning chill tomorrow. And I'll clear that out, and then we'll go ahead and go into the GFS weather model, plop on the temperatures going into our Friday the 9th morning. No, Friday is the 10th. Let me correct myself there. Let's go into the 10th morning. And a little bit chillier. Looks like some lower to mid 40s will be possible. Having trouble clicking here. All right, so this is our Friday morning. So I do think we'll see low mid 40s in the cities. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, if you weren't on earlier, if you've got a backyard thermometer, let me know if you touch the upper 30s. If you live out in the countryside and some of the valley locations, I think we might be able to get down there. And again, this would be the chilliest since April 17th, like 175 days ago. So the chilliest air of the season here is what we're talking about. So there we go. And into Friday afternoon, we'll be in the low 70s, it looks like, across the area. So looking good. Jumping ahead to a kind of a brief weather pattern change would be next. Let's go next Wednesday. And since we're looking a little bit farther out, that reminds me that this is now the Ben on a limb. Cheers. So what do we have here? This is the middle of next week. This is next week, a week away. And it would be pretty easy to see the next cold front developing. It's going to be cold over the northwestern United States, over the Rockies, and then really warm here. See that bubble of heat warming things back up over the Ohio Valley, the Midwest, and the Deep South. So we're looking at 80s here and possibly some 90s south of us. And then look at this. This is the afternoon temperatures, by the way, for the 15th, which is next Wednesday. So crazy contrast over the United States here. And that's what you get in your transition seasons. In spring and in fall, they're transition seasons. You're switching from one extreme to another, from summer to wintertime. And in the middle, you've got this awesome, crazy autumn season where you can get two different kind of climates or in a short distance. So you're looking at 80s and 90s over the eastern United States, and then maybe highs just in the 30s over the Northwest. We'll see if they get some snow out of that west of us. So some extremes developing next week. And that means we're going to be on the warm side of things next week. I'm going to go into, I believe this is Thursday, the 16th. Cold northwest, warm over our area, as it is showing us well into the 80s. And a hotter weather off to the south. There's some 90s over the mid and lower Mississippi River Valley. So a little touch of summer next week, perhaps. So then the next question is, when will that warm bubble of air move out, and when will we cool back down? So let's see how that front evolves as we go into the 17th. We're still on the warm side, going into the 18th. Definitely on the warm side there. So the 18th would be what? Like not this weekend, next weekend. Look at that warm up. Summer feel could return. And what about dew points here? So also some moisture returns to the area. Green is that humidity that returns. So this is a developing cold front. Not this weekend, next weekend. And look at the air mass contrast. Really dry out west. The moisture fed back into our area. This could be a fairly strong fall system. And then as we go into the next day, the 19th. What is the 19th, by the way? That would be Sunday the 19th. Again, not this weekend, next week. So far, the GFS wants this strong cold front to move through Saturday and a Sunday. Again, not this weekend, following weekend around the 18th and 19th. And then that would bring us back to some chillier October weather. So this is 5 p.m. Sunday on the 19th, showing a significant cool down there. Again, we'll just put this in the back of our heads. We'll see if it actually happens. We'll watch this day by day, but this will be the next big weather change, I would think, later this month. Going into the 20th morning, let's see how chilly it's trying to get here. Really chilly out west. So the Canadian air mass is winning. Look at that, down to the 20s. So below freezing just out to our west. How low can we go? It's right now showing some 40s and 30s for that morning. Let me zoom back in here a little bit closer. I think this is like Monday the 20th, showing some 40s for us, and then colder out to the east. And then I think it's Monday the 20th right here. This is 5 p.m. temperatures for Monday the 20th. Get a little chilly there. Highs in the 50s. That would be our chilliest of the season. The next time we'll get the chilliest of the season. Our next couple of days are the chilliest of the season, but this will be the next chilliest of the season, if that makes any sense. All right, going into the 21st morning, I think this is a Tuesday. And this is the coldest I think the GFS has been for us. And that would be appropriate. We should get a frost in October. And that might be our best potential around that time. So that is the 21st morning right there. And then we go into the 22nd afternoon. And still on the chilly side. And now we're into the 23rd morning, still showing some 30s right there. So that'd be a big weather change. We'll see if that happens, and I'll compare and contrast the European weather model, Canadian weather model, GFS weather model. We'll see if the confidence increases that we might get this bigger chill. Maybe not this weekend, of course. Next weekend. This weekend is going to be like just phenomenal, awesome autumn weather for us around the area. But there it is. That is the long range outlook. I also wanted to check out real quick too about the rain with this system, because we're pretty dry over the next week or so, it looks like, overall. I'm got to go back here to, I think it was the 20th that this system was moving in. 19th. All right, so that's the front, the strong fall front, 19th into the 20th next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. And it shows, I'll just look at some storm fuel, if there's any fuel for storms out ahead of this. Might get some thunderstorms with that. It's been a while since we've had some strong thunderstorms or any kind of squall line. Maybe there's that potential later this month as we get a stronger front to drop in from Canada. But that'll be interesting to see what happens there around 19th and 20th. Sunday and a Monday, 19th and 20th. Might get some bigger weather changes there. All right. That has been Mary asking what this weekend is looking like. I can answer that question because it is looking really, really nice. But let me just take you over to here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There's another live look out there. But if we go to extolmedia.com/weather, here's the fresh 7-day forecast here for you. I'll get out of the way. So this weekend, looking at lower 70s, lower to mid 70s, low temps in the upper 40s, low 50s. I put a sprinkle at some point Saturday. There's kind of a dying front that'll move in Saturday. It might be a few extra clouds with that, but it's pretty moisture starved. So we're looking mostly dry over the next 7 days. Now, Monday, I put a 20% chance there, Mary, because the GFS had a little rain chance. The other models were dry. So right now, mostly dry for that time period right there. We'll do another recap of the forecast since we're moving right along here. So that was Mary Logan Ash's question about the weekend. Again, nice fall October weekend here for us. Beautiful. Lillian liked the joke again. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you, Christian, for helping out with the calendar. I need that assistance every once in a while. And John Fox, going hunting. Looks like a good day for it. It will be nice. Nice chill. And good morning from Brian. Thanks for tuning in, Brian. Appreciate you. And Mary, loving the weekend forecast. Speaking of which, let's do that forecast recap for you. A lot of folks tune in halfway or maybe last half of the show, so like to get in that recap here for you. And another live look outside as the Jeep takes the turn there onto Vincennes outside of Extol Media Studios with that beautiful blue sky. Grab the shades, grab the flannel today. All right, let's bring it up. Here's oops, that's not it. This is it. There it is. Weather headlines for October the 8th. Coolest of the season so far. Tonight and tomorrow night, likely the chilliest since mid-April. 70 today, 40s tonight. Mostly dry weather pattern, as we saw on the 7-day, and getting warmer. I think the 80s will return by the middle of next week. It is going to be a roller coaster ride, perhaps, over the next couple of weeks. So today, the play ball forecast, 65 at noon, 71 this afternoon, a few degrees below normal. 0% chance of rain, northeast wind at 5 to 15. Might get a gust every once in a while at 20, touch breezy today. And we had some amazing stats with the rain yesterday, especially in Louisville at the official weather observation station at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. 4.21 inches of rainfall. That set the record rainfall for yesterday's date. The old record was 1.64, third wettest October day. The heaviest rain on one day since August 4th, 2009. That's when we had a major flood in Louisville as well. I'm sure many of you remember that. Churchill Downs flooded, many other areas flooded. And there's a look at some of the flooding from above, from the drone here from Michael Montgomery on the east end. He went around droning around the parklands of Floyd's Fork and Broad Run and around Bardstown Road. There's some of the flooding around Buchel here from Greg Russell. There were some Emergency rescues, high water rescues yesterday. Just always got to remember, turn around, don't drown in those flood warnings. Some of that high water, the creek turned into a little bit of a river there for Darlene Rowland there in Simpsonville. A lot of heavy rain, too, in southern Harrison County. The countdown continues. The average high, the fall countdown, average highs in the 60s, just 10 days away. Our average highs are already in the lower 70s. Our time change in 25 days, average first flurries in 38, and Thanksgiving 50 days away. Our weather history, we talked about this earlier. I'm going to slap this on Facebook as I do around noon every day if you want to take a longer look at that or just watch the replay. Melvin Hardin popping in with 2.5 inches of rainfall there west of Salem. That's a good dose of rain as well. So my question, Melvin, with that much rain, 2.5 inches, I know the farmers are out harvesting. Well, how long will it take for the fields to dry out to get the combines back out there? I know there's a combine fire in Washington County. Was it over the weekend? So good to get the rain, I assume, sometimes, but maybe too much. So there's my question for Melvin. Our weather jokes are moon related because we just had the full harvest moon, the hunter moon. I'm currently obsessed with the moon, but I think it's just a phase. Why did the moon stop eating? Because it was full. How do you throw a party on the moon? You plan it. What do you call an ocean on the moon? Lunacy. Lunar sea? Lunacy? All right. There's our moon jokes, our full moon jokes. Should be a bright night tonight, too, as the moon is over 90% full. We'll have low levels of the grass and ragweed pollen there. Today's forecast for your Wednesday, October the 8th, 71 degrees, sunny and mild for us. Near normal temperatures and a northeast wind at 5 to 15. Sun rise at 7:46 tomorrow morning. 47 degrees, our low temperature, clear and chilly. Might get those furnaces kicking on. Are you one of the holdouts, or are you going to let it kick on? Forecast tomorrow, Thursday, for your October the 9th, sunshine, severe clear again, 64 at noon, 69 for the afternoon. So that maybe that warmer morning jacket if you're out early. 73 the normal high, normal low 53 degrees, sun up at 7:46, sunset at 7:13. And it is Harvest Homecoming booth days tomorrow through the weekend, and we've got it planned out just fine with the weather, obviously. Go to harvesthomecoming.com to learn more about all of that. And as I mentioned earlier, here's the 7-day forecast that you can find right there at extolmag.com/weather. Upper 60s, lower 70s in the next few days. Lows in the 40s for the next couple of nights. And then heading into the 80s by the middle of next week with mostly dry outlook here for us. Looking good all around. Lillian Lasley saying, have an awesome day. Christian, that just depends on each different school district, of course, but my kids are on fall break this week. IU's got a mini fall break. They've got off this Friday. Melvin, with the answer here about my question about when can you get back in harvest after soggy conditions that we just had, probably Friday for corn, Saturday for soybeans. All right. Thank you, sir. I'm curious how the harvest season is going as well. I've heard it's the early plantings better than the later plantings because of the drought that we ran into, the dry spell. Cheers one more time here before we wrap things up. All right. We are cruising right along here. Hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday today, by the way. And hopefully you can get out and enjoy. I need to find the time to get out, maybe take the dogs out. And Christian, we are still working on that. So one more time, I want to give a shout out to our partners right here. Oops, there we go. Lions Roofing, lionsroofingco.com. Protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. Family-owned company, great folks right out of Memphis, Indiana, but they got you covered on both sides of the river throughout Metro Louisville. 812-294-3595. Free estimates here online. You can learn more about the company, what they're all about. They can help you out commercially with residential roof, custom home builds, and you can learn about how to pay for it all as well. They got testimonials. They've got a career section. They've got a roofing repair technician job opening right there that you can apply for online. More job openings as well at libspaving.com. There you can see their website right there, the largest paving contractor around right out of the Floyd's Knobs area. family-owned company as well. And you can also head to ivytech.edu. Click on the Sellersburg section. They've got Trunk or Treat coming up late October, right before Halloween. Big event for them, Trunk or Treat Fest. At their beautiful campus right there, nestled at Highway 311 and I-65, 9 miles north of Louisville. They've got a bunch of different programs, over 42 different certifications, 2-year certifications to level up your career. Also, if you're in high school, recommend the kids to sign up for those dual credit classes and get the free college credits, which transfer to most of the universities around our area. That is ivytech.edu. And my buddy Michael Long here, they've had price reductions for their auto renewals. I know that because I saw my latest bill did drop significantly. Recommend you get a quote here from Michael Long, 812-578-3072. They've got you covered throughout the Hoosier State, got products in Kentucky, 8 different states around, and you can go to amfam.com and then search Michael Long. You can email him. You can click on Get a Quote, or you can call, again, 812-578-3072. Things are looking beautiful out there as we look live here at not a cloud in the sky. Of course, it was all clouds yesterday with all the rain that we had across the area, but things are looking on the up and up all throughout the area. One last mention, too, you can always get a hold of us. You can reach out to me, Ben at extolmag.com, get any weather questions, or if you want to sign up with us to get involved with advertising, marketing, you want to see your logo on our products, Extol Weather, Extol Media, reaching well over 1 million views per month since we've been doing this, 1.4 million, I believe, on just my page, and that is a lot more on all the Extol Media products and platforms. So we'll get your word out. If you want to join up with us, team up with us, Ben at extolmag.com, Jason at extolmag.com. That'll do it for a Wednesday. Ben at 10. There's that beautiful blue sky across the area. Thank you guys for hopping on in the comments. Let us know you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, also feel free to say hello or ask a question. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. I think the plan now is we compare and contrast the GFS, the European weather model. We see if that next big chill is legit, not for this weekend, but for next weekend. That's kind of what's on my mind to watch out for next. All right, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. We'll see you then. Same time, same place, Ben at 10.